You probably would have never expected good old Pikachu to be a criminal, but he absolutely is. Over the years, certain situations have arose where Pokémon has actually been caught breaking the law in one way or another. And on the flip side, there have also been fans that have broke the law for the sake of Pokémon. Both are ridiculous, both are kinda hilarious, and they provide for some interesting stories, which is exactly why that is what we're covering today. Roll the intro! Speaking of breaking the law, it would be a literal crime to not check out the wonderful sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. With Father's Day coming up, their signature Lawnmower 4.0 razor would make the perfect gift for any dad and or husband. It's the perfect beard/mustache trimmer that is wireless, waterproof, equipped with skin-safe technology to help prevent any nicks and cuts, and it even comes with a built-in LED light so dad can get a proper trim and take care of all of those pesky loose ends properly. Of course, however, if this sounds like it would be great for your dad, then it would also be great for you too, as the Lawnmower 4.0 truly is a great all-purpose razor, which I say from experience since it is the razor that I personally use as well. Manscaped is about more than just razors though, as they've also just introduced their Boxers 2.0. These boxers come in 6 colors, are anti-chafing, cooling, tagless, and they also look good too, for the perfect combination of comfort and style. So head on over to Manscaped today to pick up something for dad and maybe even yourself too by using my link in the description, and when you use code HoopsVGM at checkout, you're also going to get 20% off plus free shipping. Make your Father's Day shopping a breeze with Manscaped, and a big thank you to them for supporting the channel. The story on this first one was recently reported on earlier this year actually, and it is hilarious. Back in 2017, 2 police officers from the Los Angeles, California area were fired because they ignored the report of an ongoing robbery while on duty to play Pokémon Go. The story was reported on earlier this year since a court recently came to the decision to uphold the firing of those officers, who were trying to appeal it. The story goes that back in 2017, a report came in to the officers concerning an active robbery that was taking place at a mall nearby where they were on patrol. The officers didn't respond to the call, and when asked about it later, the officers told their supervisor that they hadn't heard the call. Not buying the story, the supervisor decided to review the officers' in-car video and came to find out that the officers did in fact hear the call, discussed it, and decided not to respond, so that they could subsequently go find and catch a Snorlax that was located nearby in Pokémon Go, and proceeded to also spend the next 20 minutes discussing Pokémon while the active robbery continued to take place. The officers were obviously fired immediately thereafter and were charged with multiple counts of misconduct. As mentioned earlier, the officers tried to appeal the charges and the firing, but as you might have expected, their firings were upheld in court. So this one is actually a double whammy as far as this video is concerned, because not only did they break the law for Pokémon, but they also allowed the law to be broken for Pokémon since they ignored a robbery to catch a freaking Snorlax. I appreciate their enthusiasm for the franchise, but as Professor Oak would say, this isn't the time to use that. Next, how about we look at a time where Pokémon broke the law? Also involving Pokémon Go, because if something wild and ridiculous happens these days, there's a good chance Pokémon Go is involved. The developer of the game, Niantic, was actually just recently sued for patent infringement by another company. A company known as Nantworks sued Niantic back in 2020, claiming that they had infringed on some of the patents that Nantworks apparently holds concerning augmented reality technology in video games, which is what Pokémon Go uses to display the Pokémon and other features in the real world. Now, it seems like this case is still ongoing, so who knows what will ultimately be found out about it, but it does strike me as suspicious that Pokémon Go is entirely based on AR technology. It's literally impossible to have not heard of it considering how popular it is, and the game has been around since 2016. But this particular lawsuit didn't occur until 4 years later in 2020. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Niantic and Pokémon Go are in the clear here, and this is just a bogus, money-grabbing claim, but as the verdict and all of the details have seemingly still yet to be determined, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. This next one is an interesting story, but also one that's a bit unfortunate. Back in 2015, a cafe manager in Seattle named Ramar Jones was preparing to host a Pokemon-themed party to kick off PAX West, a huge gaming convention which takes place in Seattle. He apparently had hosted the party before without issue, but in 2015, after using images of Pikachu and Snivy to advertise the party, he was sued by the Pokemon Company for copyright infringement. Jones apparently immediately canceled the party upon receiving the notice and assumed that that would be the end of it, since seemingly the party hadn't even ended up taking place at all. However, this was not the case, since even despite Jones complying and canceling the party, the Pokemon Company still ordered him to pay $5,400 for the infringement. Now, technically speaking, since this party was being held at a business, this could be considered infringement since the cafe obviously had something to gain by hosting a party using Pokemon's likeness. However, it's shocking that the Pokemon Company would pursue this at all after the party was cancelled, especially considering that it was a relatively small event and $5,400 to them is just a drop in the bucket. The only thing I can reasonably imagine is that they wanted to make an example out of this so other people wouldn't try it, but regardless, it's kind of a shocking action for them to take in a case that, for all intents and purposes, really wasn't that big of a deal. Another piece of trouble that Pokemon itself also had with the law occurred during its early days in the early 2000s. According to Bulbapedia, Pokemon was banned in 2001 in Saudi Arabia for allegedly promoting gambling and Zionism, and later on, Egypt and Qatar also followed suit with nationwide bans of their own. This started a bit of a weird and rocky history for Pokemon within Middle Eastern countries, as Pokemon products were eventually able to be sold in these countries anyway, although it affected Pokemon's presence in the country, as well as the overall availability of its products. This certainly isn't the biggest example of law-breaking in the world, as the bans were obviously a bit questionable, but nevertheless, it did evidently break these countries' laws at the time. However, there is a bit of a happy ending here, as once again, according to Bulbapedia, Pokemon was later able to bring an official presence to this part of the world, as in 2016, the Pokemon Company officially sanctioned the United Arab Emirates as a location where official play Pokemon events could be held, which is basically the official competitive Pokemon circuit, making it the first Arab country to be able to do so. While Pokemon has apparently put people behind bars around the world, it has also done so in its home country of Japan. A recent story where this occurred took place within the Mie Prefecture earlier this year, according to multiple sources such as Kotaku and Nintendo Life. These sources state that the owner of a local game shop in this area was arrested for reportedly breaking Japanese copyright law by selling a fake Pokemon card within his store back in December of 2021. While not necessarily a good thing to do, getting arrested for something as minuscule as this might seem a bit harsh, but it's reportedly due to Japan's copyright laws being very strict. So strict, in fact, that the fake card in question, which according to Kotaku was one featuring Acerola, sold for only about $20, but evidently that's still enough to get you arrested. Police also apparently found other counterfeit merchandise in the store as well, such as a fake Mega Man game, and 150 other cards and games that were believed to possibly be fake also. Well, there you have it, everybody. Those were 5 times that Pokémon and its fans broke the law. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, be sure to subscribe if you're new for more content, and with that said, I'll be back with another video very soon. Until then, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, I love you very much, and I will smell you guys later.